What is up, everyone? Hello. Phil here on the stream. Welcome, and how are you doing? I hope that you're doing well. I am doing pretty good today, and welcome to today's stream. Well, I guess I should say one of two streams, because, well, I'll explain in a little bit. But this is today's first gameplay stream, the main focus of the day, and it is indeed the Gears of War 4 now open beta. And the reason I say that is because this beta actually was out last week, but it was only available to people who had codes for it. It was considered a closed beta, advanced access. I believe it was for people who had bought the Gears of War Ultimate Edition last year. It was the re-release of Gears of War on the Xbox One. I think they had gotten a pre-release kind of code to say, oh, you get the advanced access to the beta for a week or so. Well, today it is public. It actually went live overnight. I was looking to actually get this before I went to sleep last night, but it was not available on Xbox Live at that time. So today was going to be a little uncertain because I wasn't sure if it was going to be out in time, but it was indeed. Overnight they did release it, and it is time. It is time to check it out. This is an interesting take because this is the first time we have a Gears of War game that is not developed. Well, let me rephrase that. This is the first time we have an official numbered entry in the Gears of War saga that is not developed by Epic Games, the old, dev team that used to make it. Now it's made by this group called the Coalition. And you might say to yourself, now wait a minute. I don't understand. Because if you were following the lore of Gears of War, at the end of Gears of War 3, if you remember, many years ago, that was a long time ago, the plot was that I guess there was a machine that was created by Adam Phoenix's father, and that the machine killed all the locusts, right? All of them. Made them all explode in a disgusting orgy of death. And even though most of humanity had been killed off, there were few who survived, and they will repopulate the planet. And that was supposed to be the end of the story, right? So you might say, well, wait a minute, I don't understand this. How could this continue, right? How could this story continue? Well, the bottom line is this. You see, they need more money. The quest for more money never ends. And when you need more monies, it means you must rewrite history. So I'm sure in this new installment of the Gears of War saga, there will be some kind of an explanation of how there are still some locusts or whatever still alive, and they've come back to fight again, and herpa-derpa-derp. The quest for more money. Maybe the actual explanation will be that the locusts need more money. The locusts are hungry. They need more money, so they've come to steal the monies. This is what happens with these franchises, man. You had the Halo, right? 3 installments and a couple spin-off titles by Bungie. Bungie decides to move on and do something else, and they continue to make them. So now the same exact thing is happening with Gears of War. Now, I'm going to be fair. Okay. I'm going to be fair, and I'm going to judge it, with a open mind. I'm not going to say, oh, just because this is a game series that was supposed to end and now it's continuing with a new game dev behind it, I'm not going to write it off immediately and say, oh, well, it's crap. There are some cases where games like this could still be good. We'll see, I actually did like the Gears of War saga. I played Gears of War 1 a ridiculously long time ago when it was new, but I didn't really dig it at the time. But then I remember playing Gears of War 2 for YouTube. It was actually a playthrough that I did early on in my YouTube run. And I liked it. I actually did enjoy it. I was like, wow, this is actually much better than I remember the first game being. Maybe back then when I played the first game, I didn't give it a fair shake. And then years later, I played Gears of War 3. And I really enjoyed that. I really like the multiplayer of Gears of War 3, actually. Gears of War Judgment. That one I did not like. Gears of War Judgment was a spin-off title made several years ago. It was the last Gears of War title that we've seen. And it was basically made just to be a spin-off title to make more money. You could tell that not much effort was put into it whatsoever. I was just going to say, did you notice that my icon here on Xbox One was like scrolling off the top of the screen there? I pushed up and now it's back on the screen. But anyway, yeah, Judgment was not very good in my opinion. It really was. They basically changed completely the formula of Gears of War with that game. And it really was not any kind of quality bang for your buck whatsoever. It really did feel like a game that was smashed together quickly just for the sake of making a buck rather than adding to the story, adding to the gameplay of the series. It basically took the series a step back. So now we're going back to the original, right? We're going back to the core kind of gameplay from what everyone's hoping. It's that this is going to go back to how Gears of War used to be before Judgment. And that we can just forget that Judgment ever happened. And I'm all for that. Because like I said, I think the original trilogy was quite good. And if they can get back to that, and if they can make a game that's very similar to how those games played, then I think it could be great. I really do. So, we shall see. We shall see what happens. I'm excited. Now, this is the multiplayer beta. I just want to make that clear. Multiplayer beta. This is not a story-based beta. This is not... anything with narrative in it. It's just to give you a flavor for what the multiplayer is going to be in the game. If you don't know, the game is actually releasing October 11th, 2016 in the United States. Now, that could change. As you know, as things progress here during the course of the year, a lot of times things get delayed and bumped. Well, right now, it looks like this could be a nice mid-October release, which in my opinion is good. That's a good time for it. Right? Amidst probably all the high-profile releases, but... they don't wait till November, when in November is always the heaviest month of the year for games, so I think it's pretty good timing for the release. I think the only other game right now that's confirmed for the end of this year is actually Final Fantasy 15. So I guess we'll find out. We'll see what happens. So, of course, I take that back. There's also the Call of Duty, but I don't even care about that. Seriously, at this point, Call of Duty has been so thrown off of the path of being a first-person shooter that I don't even give a fuck about it, and I really don't even want to play this year's Call of Duty. I think I'm skipping it because I just don't give a shit about fucking fighting in space. I really don't. Alright, but anyway, I digress. Today's all about the Gears of War 4 beta. Apparently it's 2 different modes. You got your classic team deathmatch. Everyone knows what that's about, right? But then there's a new game mode called Dodgeball. Now, I don't know anything about this. I don't know if there's going to be a tutorial to explain it, or if I'm just going to be thrown headfirst into it and just lose nonstop. I guess we'll have to see what they do with it. Could be interesting. Could be a setup for some epic fails, quite honestly, since I won't know what the hell I'm doing. Alright, hold on. I'm charging my phone because I just noticed it's a half charge. So this would be a good time to plug it in before we get started. Okay. Alright, so gonna check it out. We'll see how it goes. A fun stream today of multiplayer gameplay in Gears of War. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is the absolute final time that I'll be playing Dark Souls 3, at least until the DLC's release. So if you've been an ongoing viewer of my Dark Souls 3 playthrough, if you've really enjoyed it, and you want to see it get a proper send-off, tonight is the night. Okay? I'm going to attempt for about 2 hours tonight to beat the secret boss, the toughest opponent in the game. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it, but I'm going to give it the good old college try, and that's kind of really just my focus for tonight is can I beat this final secret boss in Dark Souls 3. So, if that's your cup of tea, if you're here, you're like, oh man, I don't care about the multiplayer of Gears of War 3, come back later tonight, 7 p.m. Pacific time. That's when I'll be playing Dark Souls 3 and trying to finish it up. Okay? There you have it. Tomorrow is going to be kind of weird because I don't know what I'm doing, simply because I don't know what's actually going to be released or won't be released tomorrow. Supposedly, Guile, the latest DLC character for Street Fighter V, is supposed to be released this week, and of course the strong rumor is that it would be tomorrow, since it was a Tuesday when Alex was released, and he was the first DLC character last month. But there's no guarantee. What if he's not released, okay? If he's not released, then tomorrow I'll be doing the Hitman Episode 2 on my gameplay stream, and then in the evening I'll be doing The Walking Dead Michonne Episode 3. So there you go. That's kind of how it's going to work. It'll be a fun couple days here. As we head further into the week, keep in mind, later this week is Ask the King. It returns. My Q&A show that I do every other month is returning on Thursday. And I do ask everyone right now who's watching the stream, please head to the kingofhate.com forums. Please post up your questions, because I haven't talked about this show in a long time. And because of that, people weren't posting up questions, but I need a lot more so that I can make a great show this Thursday. Okay? So, please post up your questions on the forums. And, of course, later this week, Friday, will be my Blizzard Marathon, which is going to be World of Warcraft. I need to find some time this week, one night, to try to install and set that up on my... Maybe that'll be Wednesday night. Maybe that's what I'll do. Because whatever day I actually play... You know what? It'll either be Tuesday or Wednesday night, I think. I'll instead of having a second session of gameplay, what I might do is try to install World of Warcraft and get it all set up and get it working for the marathon on Friday. I think that might be what I do. There you go. See that? I'm working stuff out here live on stream. Just a nice sip of water. All right, everyone. Well, I don't want to delay too much longer. Not much else to really talk about. This is a very exciting week because there's so much going on, so much wide variety of new stuff to end the month, and that's a good thing. It's always good when you've got a big kind of strong finish to a month. Overall, this month, so far, performance-wise, business-wise, has been kind of okay. It certainly hasn't been bad, but I haven't been able to maintain the excitement that we had last month, because I think last month we just had a lot of crazy amount of good stuff going on between, Zelda Twilight Princess and the premiere of Hitman and UFC 2 and Pokken Tournament, and we had an expansion character for Street Fighter 5, we had the first Fallout DLC, we had The Walking Dead Michonne, we had a Minecraft story mode, we had so much going on last month, right? This month, when you really think about it, it was really just Quantum Break, continuing and finishing up Dark Souls 3, the Ratchet & Clank remake, which not many people really cared about, Star Fox Zero, which has been incredibly underwhelming, right? And, a few other things here and there, but not too much excitement around a lot of stuff besides maybe Dark Souls 3. This week, at least, we've got a lot going on. We've got a lot of content in regards to variety. It's not just one ongoing playthrough or two ongoing playthroughs. It's a taste of a lot of stuff. Yesterday, I played the Mirror's Edge Catalyst beta, which was great. I hope you'll check out that footage. Regardless of the fact, by the way, that YouTube video views are frozen. I just want to make that abundantly clear. Last night, when I uploaded the weekend preview, all right, I checked on views. This morning, like 16 hours later, I checked, and all the views on YouTube are frozen at exactly what they were 16 hours ago. So don't think just because, oh, God, it doesn't look like anyone watched Phil's Mirror's Edge playthrough. That's not the case. The case is YouTube is frozen. All right? And I loved the Mirror's Edge Catalyst beta yesterday. Playing the Gears of War 4 beta today. Being able to do more Hitman. Walking Dead Michonne, Street Fighter 5. I'm going to be doing some reviews this week. We're going to be playing World of Warcraft. There's a huge amount of variety this week, and I love it. I love it. All right, so let us now get through our gratuitous plug segment, and we will begin with gameplay. All right? I'll try to make this short and sweet. If you enjoy my live daily gameplay streams right here on YouTube, if you like my on-demand videos, whether on DSPGaming for the gameplay ones, for the King of Hate vlogs for vlogging, or over on c.o.g Gaming where I do my reviews and first impressions and all kinds of stuff over there, no matter what you like, if you want to see this continue, you want to see me be able to do free content for you every single day, there's several ways that you can help support the business. First is to watch the videos, watch the streams, and spread the word. Let people know. Phil does this daily. There's a variety of stuff. He covers a wide variety of things, and, it's a lot of fun. You should check it out. Number 2, social media, at They Call Me DSP. You can follow me on Twitter there. And also I have my Instagram account that's kind of locked in with that. That's also They Call Me DSP. And social media is crucial to online success these days. You know, I didn't realize this. When I first started on YouTube, I didn't even understand what Facebook or Twitter were for. Now, more than ever, I realize this is the direct way to interact with my viewer base. Now that, unfortunately, I hate to say it, YouTube has changed. It really isn't a way to be social anymore. It's just not. With the comment system changing, with the way that everything they've changed on YouTube, it's just not a good way to have a lot of constant interactivity with viewership. It's just not. It's completely changed over the past 8 years that I've done it. So, social media is the way for you to stay in the know about what I'm doing. Every day I put up an amended schedule on social media so you know what exactly is going on with me. I also share stuff. Like, for example, last night I was talking about some of the stuff I was watching. I was watching, actually, last night I was watching a Harry Potter movie, which is kind of funny. But yeah, you know, that you can be in the know about all the kind of stuff going on with me. And if you do follow me on social media, it does help if you do retweet and fave stuff that I put up there and you like, because it lets me get more reach, you know. It's funny, it's very true. You'll find that people on social media who have way less followers than me get tons of retweets and faves on everything they do, because they were kind of in the know. They knew what social media was for when they joined it, and I didn't, so I never really pushed it, never really talked about it. So yeah, it helps. In addition to that, there's also the Amazon Associate link that I put in the description of all of my videos and streams. If you live in the United States of America and you already shop on Amazon, if you click on that link and then you shop as normal, I actually will get some referral credit and it helps me out. So I appreciate those who have been doing that for the past couple of months that I put that into effect. Unfortunately, if you are not domestic to the United States of America, it doesn't work, so I apologize for that. But pretty much the most direct way that you can help me and keep this business going is Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil, where your monthly pledges not only obviously contribute and allow me to pay my bills and buy games and do everything I need to do to keep this going, but it also earns you personal perks, such as getting text or verbal thank yous in my videos, such as getting premium forum access so that you can vote on special events, such as the upcoming Blizzard Marathon this coming Friday. It's actually the patrons who've been voting for about a month who have determined it's going to be World of Warcraft. You can also get your questions answered on my bi-monthly Q&A show, Ask the King, which incidentally is happening this Thursday. So people who've asked questions over the past 2 months will get those questions answered on that show. You can also get a private Q&A video made. I actually made one last night. Just made one last night. Over 30 minutes long. And the person who I made it for already responded and said they absolutely loved it, and they thought that I actually went above and beyond what they were expecting. And everyone who's gotten that perk absolutely loves it. So, consider pledging to my Patreon. Even if you don't have a lot of money. Even if you're like, man, I can't do an ongoing, big monthly thing, so it doesn't matter. I'm not going to do it. It's not going to help Phil. That's not true. The most successful people who do Patreon are people who get a ton of people to give a little bit. Thousands of people giving $1 adds up big time in a huge way. Certainly don't think that just because you can only give $1 a month or something like that it's not worth it. It absolutely is. It helps me out. Okay? And of course, not only do you get those personal perks I mentioned, but there's monthly goals. And for this month, we've got 5 days left in the month? So if you pledge within the next 5 days and we hit the goal level for the month, the funding level, that's the same every month. We've hit it every single month so far since I've done Patreon. There will be a new Indies Marathon, meaning people who pledge $5 or more in the next 5 days are going to be able to nominate and then vote on indie games for me to play in a marathon setting at the end of May. That'll be fun. I did many of these marathon indie runs last year, and I had a ton of fun doing them. And it's cool because it allowed me to play a lot of games that normally I wouldn't have even experienced. Games like Papers, Please, or To the Moon, or Hotline Miami, right? These are games that I never would have probably touched But wow, was I happy that I got to experience these games. Like, a lot of cases, those games were quite good and even better than some of the AAA releases that I've played during the course of the year, which is pretty funny. All right. So I'm pretty excited. And hopefully we hit the goal level for this month, because I would love to do another Indies Marathon, okay? So please check it out at patreon.com/shop/ What the hell? I screwed that one up. Please check it out at patreon.com/darksidefil. That's what I meant to say. You know why? Because I was thinking ahead to the final thing I was about to say. The final plug here is for my girlfriend's business, The Black Current, which can be found, here we go, at etsy.com/shop/ The Black Current, spelled CURRANT. She sells, handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. And in fact, guess what? She had a big sale yesterday, and it was very successful. It was unannounced. She really didn't hype it up or anything. She kind of just did it out of nowhere, and it was very successful. She actually put all her soaps on a one-day only discount, and boom, she ended up getting a ton of sales. So, you know, she does these kind of things from time to time, these sales. But even so, you have to understand that her stuff is very high quality. It's better than the stuff that you buy at the store. It's a glycerin-based soap that's actually healthy for your skin. It's much healthier for you than those detergent bars that you'll buy a lot of the times at your local supermarket that cost, like, you know, you get an 8-pack for like $4. And the reason is because they're cheap and they're bad for you. They're abrasive for your skin. You know, they make you feel either dry or oily after you're done with your bath or your shower. And the stuff she does not do that. In fact, I just washed with it last night. She made a new batch of Kentish Rain soap because she ran out. She actually had sold out of the Kentish Rain stuff. And she made a fresh batch and made a bar for me, and I washed it. I was like, oh my god, I love this soap. It smells so good. It actually, the Kentish Rain smells like a combination of Irish Spring and Zest. And, oh, it is so good. It really does. It makes it, right now, my skin still feels great, just from showering last night. So check it out if you haven't. It's a good way for you to not only get a high-quality product, but it's a great gift idea. And, you know, most people who actually have tried out the products are people who are viewers of ours on YouTube, and they say, what the hell, we'll try it, and they try it, and next thing you know, they're like, damn, I love this. You know, I'm sold. Now I'm going to be a repeat customer. If you don't believe us, check out the business. You'll find nothing but positive feedback there. Pretty crazy. Pretty crazy how much people love the product, but you just got to take a shot to try it, you know. So again, etsy.com/shop/ The Black Current. Check it out. All right. That's it for the gratuitous plugs, I believe. All right, everyone. Thanks for being here. I think it is time to start. What do you think? I think it is time. All right. Well, hopefully this is good, and hopefully I don't suck too bad. If there's actually like a trial, a demo mode, or a tutorial mode, or even an opportunity to play in like a room with just bots, I might do that first, so that I don't get completely bodied when I actually play against humans. But I'm probably going to anyway. Let's face it. All right, let's get to it then. Let's end the pre-stream and begin. Thank you everyone for being here, and let's get the show started.